What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing? It's your boy Kerry, Michael Creative Media, and I am back with another video. So today I want to talk to you guys about freelancing. Bring to you the truth behind freelancing. Everything you need to expect. So when you're coming into this, so let me do a background on myself. So 2021, 2022. I've been shooting since 2017, but 21 and 22 I decided to try and take this a little bit more seriously. And then this year, 2023, the past, 5 months, I went full time with freelance. So, in that going full time with the freelance side, now I am learning so much more than I have ever learned on the business side of photography than when I did going through school. So, now, with that being said, freelance, it's in the name. With freelance, I'm realizing there's a lot of work you're gonna have to do for free, and the reason being is because that free work is gonna give you the content you need to put yourself out there, and with that content, it showcases what you can do as a photographer, videographer, or even whatever business you're running into, or you're running, I should say, that you're gonna be doing freelance work. So, with that being said, let me break this down. And I got my cell phone so I can stay on track and just bullet points. So here we go. So with the freelance side, of course, like I said, you're gonna have to do free work, and with that, a lot of it goes into grinding on the back end, and sometimes that brings about work. So you do a lot of back end grind, and when I say back end grind, I mean if you're in a freelance side, it's a lot of reaching out, doing meetings here and there. So email marketing, you're gonna do a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of in person meetings with some of these companies, these clients, or persons that want to hire you for your service, and sometimes it'll bring a client here or there, but majority of the times it'll fall, and the reason it'll fall, especially now, is since the economy has been going down. A lot of things have been falling. A good example, I had a big project for a streaming service, starts with an N, that was coming up. We're supposed to start filming next month, June, July. We're gonna film June, July, wrap up in August, docu style, wrap up in August, and then from August on to the end of the year, just be in post production with it. And the whole time during South by Southwest, it was meetings every single day. We were meeting with different people that wanted to take on the project, investors. We were building a team, had a team set up already. Well, not a full team, but a part team. But we were going through all kinds of meetings, man, day in, day out. Even I'm driving down the road on the phone on meetings. Even when it didn't matter. Whatever time they called, we had a meeting. And you're talking about 2 full weeks of meetings during South by Southwest, and that's not even including the 2 months prior, where we came up with the pitch and we're working on everything before we did the pitch at South by Southwest in front of all these investors, and everything was going good. Everything was going good, right up until the whole was it the Writers Guild decided to go on strike, and now boom, that project has got put off. So right now, we're not even knowing if we're gonna go ahead with the project or not. It's up in the air. So, and that's just one project. That's not even the other projects I've went to meetings for. And so that's something you're gonna run into on the definitely run into, especially when you're working with bigger budget projects. Is it's a lot of meetings, a lot of pitches, a lot of going there, meet and greet, meeting people here and there, networking, and then stuff just tends to fall off to the back burner. So that's something you're gonna run in big time when you get into the freelance industry side. Now, when it comes, and that's bigger projects, and now bigger budget projects. So when it comes to smaller budget projects, the smaller budgets usually you run into issues where this actor, that actor, or this person on the crew last minute, hey, I can't make it. There's a lot of debt on those projects, so which causes the projects to get pushed off, or now you're just sitting like I've had two short films I've wanted to shoot, and one of them is it's a personal short project. I mean, well, both of them are personal short projects, but one of them is going to be including with my children. So right now, I'm with my kids. I'm working on their acting skills before I could put that project out. Originally wanted to drop it in April, but I had to push that off because I wanted them to get a little bit more better with the acting skills. And now with the other project, I've ran into that issue back to back to back where, because hey, it's a small budget project. You can have a lot of people last minute. Oh yeah, no, I can't make it today, or I can't make it tomorrow. And it's like, oh my gosh, come on, guys. So and I know many of you out there have run into the issue, and these are issues we all run into with the freelance side, man. So bigger budget projects boils down to finance. Smaller budget projects boils down to uh, people not taking a project seriously, and flaking, or what I just wrap it all up to is not being reliable. So with the not being reliable for these projects, it causes a lot of projects to fail, and or fail or get pushed off to a later date. In my case, with my smaller projects, they're all just getting pushed off, and I'll just rewrite them for different leads. So that's how I'm handling those on my end. So we run into that. We run into that for sure with the business side. Now, one thing that you will run into a lot of is a lot of your projects now, they take up time. So, and 90% of the time is not even the shooting, it boils down to the editing process. And I know we all run into that where when it comes to editing, you're what slows down the process for me in my case is trying to find the right music. Uh, and of course, there's a lot of different music companies out there where you can download music and utilize it for your video, your short film, whatever. I'm not gonna name any names because I'm not sponsored by a single one of them. But if you want to sponsor me, then I'll say your name. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there, and that's what usually slows me down. The trying to figure out the music, because of course everything's already shot listed, and through the program I use for shot listing, and I know how everything I want shot, done, and all that. And then 90% of my time is spent trying to find the correct music, and then I'm sitting there. Finally, when I find it, it's like, yes, okay, now I can start my editing process. So I know that takes up a lot of time for freelancers is the editing process, and of course, once we build up our business, then we can hire an editor, and that gives more times to shooting. But all right, next one. What's up next on this list? So next is oh, by the way, and that brings about long days. That brings about long days. So we have those long days on set where we're shooting, and then those long days or weeks that fall into the editing process. But anyways, and the main thing, and this is gonna be the final. I advise everyone when you're starting your freelance business to have all of your paperwork in order. Have everything in order, because yeah, of course, you don't really need paperwork if you're shooting smaller things like, a little photo shoot here, headshot, lifestyle style shoot, or club video shoots or whatever. What are you doing? Photo or small video projects. You don't need paperwork, really, but it's good to have it. Especially if you're a hobbyist, who really cares about having a good paperwork? But it's good to always have a contract in place. Have a contract that sets expectations for you and the client you're working with. And also, if you're getting paid for that, then of course provide an invoice. So that's something I'm learning, to have all that paperwork in place. I've always worked with, built my own personal contracts, but now since I got real serious with it the past, 5 months in this and trying to build my business, build my photography, videography business, and push it out there to where now I'm trying to take on bigger projects and work with bigger clients. Uh, and I have worked with some. I have worked with a lot of big clients, but now that I want to take lead and DP the projects and direct the projects versus just being one of the guys on set working as a DP or AC, I'm learning to have a contract in place, have your business in order, have whether your EIN, your LLC, or whatever sole proprietorship, however you plan to run your business, have all that paperwork in place, have the contracts with expectations, and also your invoicing, like I said, detailing out, paying all that stuff. And remember another thing I want to put out there because a lot of people don't notice. So when you work with a lot of bigger clients, bigger budget clients, they shoot net 30s, net 60s, net 90s. So what that is where you won't get paid until 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later. But of course, you're gonna know that going into the project, on how your client is gonna pay you. Excuse me, but definitely set that expectation in your contract and then apply it to your invoice as well. You know, because most invoices you can set the date on when to get paid. And one thing I'm learning also, because you do get those clients where you're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna pay you in 30 days, and you never get paid on time. You're never ever going to get paid on time, man. And but that's where you learn how to work new things into your contract as well. So, and that's something I'm learning now. So, okay, if they set a net 30, and especially if you're somewhere down the chain, like I worked on one project where I wasn't the DP, I was the AC for that project, and I didn't, the DP, the production company that hired us, they got paid in 30 days. All right, now they released a check to the DP who brought me onto the project under the company he signed to. So he gets paid once the check clears from them on the 30 days. Now, once it gets to him, that check has to clear on his thing from 7 to 14 days. And once it gets to him and it clears and it sends to me, now I got to wait for the check to clear. Now the check clears, I'm finally getting paid. And that, yeah, you're looking about 45 to 60 days sometimes before you even get it. So you're sitting, you shot this job weeks away, I mean months back, and you're not, the money's, you're getting paid, but you don't know what day, when it's coming through. So that's another thing you run into a lot in the freelance industry. And that's my first time running into, no, my second time running into this. I ran into this back in like what 2020, and now I ran into it again 2023, and I'm like, okay, I'm learning now what to expect when you work with net 30 clients, with these bigger budget clients. So these are things you're gonna learn to do, guys. And one thing I advise, especially for like family stuff like weddings and stuff like that, I highly advise you guys to ensure you take on, when you sit down with these clients, these smaller budget clients, have the contract, and at the same time get a deposit. Get a deposit, non-refundable, preferably. Reason being, especially with wedding clients, reason being is because you'll book with a wedding client, and you're gonna run into an issue where the wedding doesn't happen, or they turn around and say, "Oh, I have a family member that can shoot this at a way discounted rate than yours," and then they go with their family member over you. So that's something I've learned. I learned this year, and I mean I've seen it happen before, so I should have known better, and I should have had that situated completely before. So now I've learned that, and I've learned to. Now I know going forward to have that situated in place and done on the spot when I sit down with them. So that's something you're gonna have to learn for sure. Something you all will run into, where I'm pretty sure some of you are that family member watching this video right now. That's like, well, shit, that's how I'm getting started right now. I'm using my family, and I discounted them over what a professional photographer would have charged them. And yeah, hey, it's a lot of issues, a lot of things you're gonna run into in this freelance industry, and I am learning as I go. I am learning as I go, and I've taken on photography, videography, cinematography world full time. But hey, I just wanted to share my experiences so far with you guys. I hope this helps somebody out there. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video, man. I don't know. I don't even know how long this is. I can't see that far. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Peace. I know it's a little bit loud in the background because it's raining, but I'll try and tweet that out so y'all can hear that. But you can still see it. Oh my gosh, I just cut off. I hope I wasn't blurry the whole video. Anyways, peace.